When it comes to serious quality education in the field of engineering, agriculture or pharmacy, from an institution with global tie-ups and recognition for best industry-academia interface, Shivalik is every student's first choice in the Doon Valley. Shivalik Group of Institutions, Dehradun.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another exciting session on Alumni Champion Talk, where all our alumni of Shivalik College, they interact with the students. They tell them about how the corporate life is, what kind of transition was there when they were in college and now when they're in the corporates. So as students, you got to learn a lot, and I'm quite sure that today the entire session would be quite exciting. It will be quite encouraging for all of you, and you will get a good learning experience of what the industry is expecting, what kind of skill set you people need to acquire. Plus, ensure that we are always like focused on the objective, that is how we can make ourselves employable and make ourselves more useful for the industry and for the society at large. So having said that, today, as you people already know, we have two speakers of the day. One is Miss Anika Thapliyal. She is a BTech ECE graduate, and she is working as a software engineer with Capgemeni. The second speaker of the day is Miss Suvechha Chatterjee. She is BTech computer science graduate. She is a senior process executive Cognizant. But starting first, today the first speaker of the day is Anika Thapliyal, and she is a BTech electronics and computer engineer, as I've told you earlier as well. She has started her journey with Capgemini as a software engineer, and I'm quite sure that all of you must be quite excited to hear from her that how her journey has been till now, what she's been doing, what are the things like. Definitely she would be telling you. You people also, whatever questions you want to ask, you can always type those questions in the chat box. I will go ahead and ask those questions on your behalf. So without further ado, I would like to go ahead and welcome Anika on the show.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Anika. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
And it's really good to see you today. Long time.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Although we keep on talking over the phone, but this is after a long time I'm seeing you. So Anika, today like a lot of audience has joined. So I'm quite sure that they're quite excited to hear from you, what all you need to share. And I think that is going to be quite exciting and learning experience for all of them.
Definitely,
Now, having like said this and starting the session now, how's been your journey so far?
My journey has not been easy, I'd say. Like I know, like the thing is that everyone, like the journey that I had won't be the same the journey someone else has, because we're all built differently, right? So some perform well under stress, some can learn faster and stuff. So my journey personally has been difficult but rewarding nonetheless. I got to learn a lot.
Right. So I think like the audience would like to know that in which ways it was difficult and finally how it was rewarding. Maybe they'll get an idea what the corporate world is all about.
Right. So difficult for me, I'd say, was because of coding. Now I'm sure if the final year lot is listening to it, they have
final year
probably
students, I had sent them an invitation so that they also join.
Yeah. So if the thing is that they probably don't want to hear this, or they've probably heard it enough, because when I was in my final year, I was so sick of people telling me learn to code, learn to code. I would always keep it in the back seat. I'll like, okay, fine, I'll see what I can do.
I was also one of those people who like telling you this again and again. Like I'm sure people must be hating me that time.
Yeah. So when I went there, so being from circuit branch, I still had that thing that okay, fine, I'm from ECE, so I have a relatively difficult time getting there. I was given SAP ABAP, that was my domain that I was trained on, and I had absolutely no clue what it was. That is fine. Like I would say that okay, fine, I'm from circuit branch, but the others from CS branch, even they didn't have any clue what SAP ABAP was. But that being said, they still had experience with coding here and there, so they were they had a relatively easier time grasping it as compared to me. So that is why I would highly suggest you guys to go for just one language. I would actually suggest you to do only one language. And but this one language that you do, any language that you find moderately easy, do this one language religiously, do everything about it. And why only one language is because see, the nature of the industry is that there'll be projects in, let's say, Java, right? So they'll onboard 50 students, they'll train them in Java, deploy them in Java. Similarly, there'll be projects in Python, so they'll onboard for Python, train them, deploy them. So even if you have learned, and what ends up happening is, like, we go, whenever one language gets a little difficult, we pick up another language, and then we pick up the third one, and we end up doing not either of them. So it's better that you stick to one, so that when you are handed over any language, you only have to deal with learning the syntax of it and not the logic behind it. Like, you'll have a easier time figuring out the logic, and you only have to see how the language is written, the syntax of it.
Right. So I think this is a very good point which you made, and I think it must have been taken by letter and spirit, especially by the first year students as well.
Yeah,
Because a few days back, like, this is the same thing which I was suggesting them, that rather going for, like, multiple like, kind of, languages and all, it's always better to focus on one particular language, do really good in it, because then, drawing logic becomes easier, like that way.
yeah.
So now, can you tell us how's Capgemini, like, how's life over there? I think a lot of students right now would be quite excited to know how it is, and if you can just let us know about it. How are the
It's
people in and
really
around?
nice.
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have had a really nice time. Even though I'm also relatively new, only it's only been 4 months to me, and because of entire pandemic, I've only been to my office like once to collect my laptop. But that
Hmm.
being said, the people who I've connected with anywhere at any level in the organization have been very helpful, and they're very accommodating. They're like, okay, they're always ready to teach us stuff. They don't they don't think that we're wasting their time or anything. They've been very accommodating. We have this a music band, every Monday, online music band, and it's been really nice. I've had fun till now. I've learned so much, and I've enjoyed my journey till
Oh, that's great. So that, like, all the various kind of, extracurricular activities
now.
would
Yeah.
actually help you later on as well in the
Oh,
corporate life.
definitely. I would actually, that that was actually my second point that I was going to, tell you guys to focus on was develop, like, not just like, see, when we participate and stuff, right? So we develop our interpersonal skills, we develop our communication. So that is what,
Hmm.
trust me, guys. Like, if you're coding for, let's say, 40% of the time, right? The rest 60 you're actually conversing, and not just any conversing. You are requesting a leave, you are pitching an idea to a client, you are taking feedback from your colleagues, right? You are pitching an idea to your team leader. So you are sending emails, you're always talking, always. So if you have it'll really, you'll really stand out if you have better communication skills and better interpersonal skills. That's what I felt personally.
Right. That is something which is really required. It's not like we just sit in a corner quietly, do our stuff, and then, like, move
Yeah,
out quietly. And I believe, like, interacting, sharing your ideas and everything at every stage. I'm
yeah,
absolutely sure that communication plays a very important role. So
definitely.
I'm getting a couple of questions. I'll quickly take them. One is, like, one of the viewers is asking, like, how Java is going to help in becoming a software developer, or is it sufficient enough to become a software developer?
Like I said earlier, see, learn Java, right? There is lots of scope for Java. But that being said, I don't think, unless and until you apply for a Java developer only, what happens when you join these companies is, because you're a fresher, you're a fresh slate, right? So wherever they have placed, they try to put you there. So I would say, if Java is what you like, go for Java, so that at least you are aware of the logic behind the language. Like, you have heard that saying, right? If you can learn to code in one language, you can learn to code in other language. So take it like
Hmm.
that. And if Java is something that you're really passionate about, then I would suggest that only apply for, as a Java developer only. But yeah, Java developer do have a scope. Why not?
Great. So another interesting question coming up. Like one of the users is asking, like, can civil engineering students they can also join similar
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of companies?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I don't think.
How? If yes, how? Like, what do you think? How? Like, do you in your office have you come across anybody who's from a different field altogether, maybe civil,
Yeah,
mechanical?
I didn't have civil, but I had two, three people from instrumentation branch who had
Okay.
joined. Yeah, so it's the same thing, guys. Like if it's you'll be learning the same thing. At the end of the day, it won't matter what you've done your engineering in. If this is where you want to get into, just see to it that you can cope up with it, right? So because you're in civil engineering, I'm sure you have absolutely you won't have any contact with language. You won't need it because of your subject, but because you're interested in it, do it. Once you go home, practice it, learn it, do it on your behalf.
So I think everybody can do it, right? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like
yeah,
only
definite. These days anybody can do anything, right? Everything
yeah,
is
these days
available
even school
online.
students are doing it, you know.
Right, no problem at all.
Right. So, Anika, I don't want you to spill out a lot of beans, but then can you just share like how was your journey in the college? 4 years journey. How was it? I'm quite sure a lot of students are very really interested knowing about this.
My journey was actually really really nice. Enjoyed it from the start. Like I had made my close circle. We were four friends. I had met them in first year only, and we became friends almost instantly. And it's
Mm-hmm.
been like that now also. And I honestly had a really nice time. Whenever it was, I had amazing teachers throughout, no matter like we even though there were a lot of teachers now and then, but all of them have been so supportive and so amazing. So I personally had an amazing time. I used to I also used to participate, so that has worked out fine for me as well. So I have
So,
all nice things to say about college.
so the one like simple message right now is whatever opportunity get in college, please grab it, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And
With
what
you
I
know,
would say is that trust me, guys, I know you guys don't want to hear this, but you do have a lot of time in your hand. Because now that I think about my time in college, right? So I used to like whatever, whenever the classes used to get over, I used to come back, I start looking at my phone and do something else, or just talk with friends. We girls have lot to speak about, huh? But even if I would have given like just 1 hour, okay, just take out 1 hour. Even if you want to give it like 15 minutes at a time, do that. But just give 1 hour to yourself. Whatever it is, I'm not saying do coding or anything. Just explore what you can do, right? Whatever. I honestly feel that I should have explored more. Like even with the IT industry, it's not just IT is not just software developer, right? IT is so much, right? There's business analyst, there is tester, quality analysis tester. There is so many things. There are so many things to do. And if you feel that you are not good in something, see what you are good at. This is the time to explore. That's what I'd say, and find your thing.
right. Great. So, any time when you found things to be difficult in the college and how you overcame that, and what was the support system which you got?
Uh,
So
uh,
everybody has their own struggles, as you said. So definitely you might be having your own struggles at certain point of time, right?
yeah,
So,
difficulty I felt was actually during my journey was actually quite smooth sailing except for like final year. Initially, I because once I just once we entered final year, everything became serious too suddenly. They're like, okay, you need to get placed, you need to have a job and stuff. So
hmm,
and initially, even I had to face a lot of rejections first. So that was where I struggled with. So for that,
hmm,
I'd say yeah, just give your best, whatever your best is. Don't compare your best to someone else's best. Just give your best, and it'll work out. Trust
right. And during that time, what was the kind of support system you think you got that time, or you believe you got that time?
Uh, for me, I think, like I said, my friend circle has been like I'm very blessed to have them. even the teachers have been very nice. Like at no point of time we were, just left like that. Like even if we didn't qualify or if we didn't clear anything, it was not कि okay, हाँ ठीक है, अब जाओ, हो गया तुम्हारा, कुछ नहीं हो सकता सब. They were always very supportive and always okay, fine, if this didn't work out, we'll give you more training here. We'll give you. So it was I was fine
All
either
right.
way. My parents were amazing. Everything was good. Yeah.
Okay. So, what was your happiest moment in the campus?
Happiest moment used to come around the time when we used to have our fest, like every year. That was the time when everything was. And of course, when I landed this job, that was also one of the highlights of my engineering life. But
Hmm.
okay, finally have a good job. Yeah.
Good. One question which is coming up again and again, one of the audience is asking that what is the roadmap to becoming a software developer? And
Uh,
before you answer that, I will again urge all and I'll ask all the audience to like whatever questions is coming to your mind, please, you can mention it in the comment box. I'll ask the questions on your behalf. So I'll just quickly repeat. One of the audience is asking that what is the roadmap of becoming a software developer?
Yeah, so I would say that like even though like I said I don't have I was not that I didn't really code that much, but I would say if I were to repeat those 4 years, that this is how I would go ahead. So I would say spend your first year. I know first year you don't have to do anything quite literally like regarding this, right? So I would suggest give your first year to finding out where you have a, some interest in any language. Okay, so just see that okay, fine, this is Java seems a little comes a little easier to me. Python is this, so do that, like find your language, if it's C, if it's C++, whatever. And then I would say that just go for it. Like I know that there are so many things to learn. Like even if you just type
So
tutorials on C.
we just we if we just try to talk about the fundamental things that what are those fundamental things which needs to be in place so that it helps a person to become employable in top companies. Basic fundamental things. If you have to name top five, what it'll be and how they can go ahead and start acquiring those skill sets.
To get placed, I would say number one skill is your logic development. So your logical ability will be tested as anything. Like it can be aptitude, right? Anything, but that is where I feel you should go for it. And next, I feel is you need to improve your communication. That's what I felt. Like when I joined
Hmm.
Capgemini, I was all right. Right, my communication was not an issue for me, but I was surprised that everyone was good at it. Right, so there was not. I couldn't find one person also
Yes,
who was
because
a little.
in the corporates, there is a level change. I think
Yeah,
many times, like even I had like told you people several times that the moment you go to a corporate, there is going to be a level change, and we need
yeah.
to be,
So
we should
yeah,
not
that's
be
what.
like startled rabbits all of a sudden, that something like this has happened.
Hmm. So that is what I felt like, and it's. I mean, everyone was good at it. Everyone fine, even though some people had a little time, easier time grasping things, and some had more difficult time. But everyone was good at it, and everyone was bringing something to the table, right?
Hmm.
So have that thing in mind that you, whatever it is, like find your strength and showcase it. Like tell them that okay, fine, you might have hired me, and you have hired me for this reason. So this is what I bring to the table. So
So two things
find
you
your
said,
skills,
like
hone your skills.
right, two things you said till now. One happens to be the logical skill and
Yes.
aptitude along, like both of them
Yeah.
together, and the second you were talking about is the communication skill, right? So
Yes.
these are two. Apart from these two, what are the next three, like
Yeah.
fundamental
So
basics which you think?
I would say next thing would be sincerity, self discipline.
Hmm.
That is what I felt, because see what happened was for me my
Okay, how
training.
was it for you during your college days? I'm just quickly butting in.
Yeah, yeah. No,
How,
see, because yes, please go ahead.
So how much self-disciplined were you during your college days?
I was all right. I've not been a very I've not had a problem in this
Hmm.
topic. Like I've always been sincere, and that's something where people used to say, "Yeah, kitty fattu say," and all of that. That didn't really bother me. That's what I had a very hard time breaking rules, but that's just how I was, and it's
Hmm.
worked out in my favor. So I think it's fine.
Right. So one thing which is there, like for you, the way you're seeing the environment right now in work culture and all, what is more important, being serious or being sincere?
I would say being sincere, right?
Hmm.
Whatever, it's not necessary that you have to be serious about what you're learning, but whatever you're learning, be sincere about it. Like, even if you're learning just a part of it, give your everything
Hmm.
to that one part,
Hmm.
whatever you're learning, right? And yeah, that's what I'd suggest.
All right. And the last, like out of you have given us four basic reasons, right? What will be the fifth one?
Fifth would be, I would say that keep learning, guys. It's so easy to get lost, okay? Because you need to understand in college itself there are so many of us. Then when you join MNC and stuff, there are so many of us, and it's so easy to get demotivated. So easy because
Hmm.
you'll see the person next to you. He has so many years of experience. You'll see the other person. He already knows what you're learning. He's learned that way, so many years back, or even if the person who started right along with you is far ahead than you because he just learns faster or whatever, right? And it's so easy to take the back seat and think, okay, you know what, I'll take the back seat. If they give me something, I'll do that. Other than that, I don't want to butt in. But don't do that. You
Hmm.
need to understand you're there to learn and learn only. You, at the end of the day, if this job was to go and you were to apply somewhere else, you can't take the laptop they give you can't take the phone they give you can't take anything that they give you, right? You can only take what you've learned from here. So give your everything to learn. Remember that you're there to learn, and yeah, do that religiously.
So that means like kind of, improving your own self.
Yes, yes,
That's the
at all
most
times.
important thing with every day, like, right? Making
Yeah,
yourself the better version of yourself every day, isn't it?
definitely.
Right. So I'm getting a very interesting like question right now, and don't keep any secrets in this. So one student is asking like, how was your entire interview experience? Because I'm quite sure once you share this, there'll be a lot to learn.
Yeah. So I am a firm believer that interviews are fine, even if it's like 50% skill and 50% luck, right? So
Hmm.
it's like so my interview was quite good actually. My first I had a technical round, so the guy himself was he was not that. I mean, I guess he was from an HR guy only. He was sitting for a technical interview. So
Hmm.
he didn't really ask me that many questions. He asked me about my project. He asked me. I had written C language, so he asked me little questions about them, but he didn't really go too deep into that. And again, your interview always, like, irrespective of what the interview is, if it's technical or even if it's what do you say, HR round, it always starts with tell me a bit about yourself. So just mug up that answer, whatever you've been learning. Huh? So that's what my technical interview was pretty straightforward. Then for HR interview, also the guy, there were like 2 3 panels, and the guy that I went to was quite jovial sort of person. So he was like, okay, so you've done your high school from one place and your college from one place. So I told him that I've traveled because of my dad's job. So he started talking about that. Then we were given a presentation like about the company once we sat. So he asked me, like, there were these 7 points that Capgemini abides by. So he asked, like, that question was just to see that if I was paying attention in the what do you
Hmm.
say, the
So
PPT.
that means when the companies are giving their like pre-placement talk, it's really important
Yes.
to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
listen.
Because I
And
heard that he was asking the same question to a lot of people. He was asking questions from. It was like a 10-minute PPT of some sort, but he asked questions from all of it. So you just
right,
make
so
sure
maybe
that you
like
listen.
to listen to it attentively or not. So I think that's a very good tip for all the audience, all the people who are logged in right now. Uh, I'm getting another question like it can be a kind of a repetition for you, rhetoric in a way. But then, can you just tell everybody what is the selection process? Because see, there is a lot of audience apart from our college, a lot of audience all across. They have also joined. So maybe they want to know more about it. So what is the selection process of Capgemini? They want to hear it
Uh,
from you.
yeah. So for on campus, I would say I think they've changed their format a little bit. As I mean, they have for off campus selection at least, but because one of my friend also gave it recently, like last month or something. So she was telling me they've added. I think they've added behavioral round, and
They've
they've
added
added.
behavioral and gaming round.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
is all non-verbal now. So they've removed the
Yeah,
quantitative aptitude part.
yeah. So, see, about my process was first we had Apti. There was from CoCubes only. So I think I had Apti first, and who was clearing Apti was then going to a essay round. Yeah. So there we had to like type an essay, and the HR was very this thing clear about it that don't use backspace because I think that deducts your marks. Don't use backspace and write like a 5-year-old, like write small sentences, full stop, small sentences, full. It doesn't matter because the content of the essay didn't matter because the computer was checking it. So they only check for backspaces and mistakes. If you think that you don't know the spelling of a word, use another easier word. That's what. But the thing is, he told us that, and I came to know in other interviews, like other places, that HR didn't tell them that. So our HR was fine that way. He told us
Yeah,
that
I remember when we were doing this practice sessions online, we were discussing that to keep the sentences short.
yes, yes, yes.
Let's not make the sentence too complicated and all that. Like short sentences, because the chances of grammatical mistakes definitely gets reduced,
Yeah,
right?
so I had that. That was the second, and third was technical round. Now, even though some companies have technical round where you need to like manually code the thing, but this was again these were all MCQ rounds, all three, all two of it. The first aptitude and the last technical round was also MCQ. So and there was no negative marking. That
There
was
were
that,
no
and then
negative marking.
no,
Hmm.
and then technical at round, technical interview, and then HR.
Right. So, if you have to go and list down, the top five, categories or the kind of questions which the students they need to prepare, technical, non-technical, both. What would it
Mm,
be?
technical, I don't think I can tell you that much. Like technical, I feel if whatever you've written, right? Like I'm sure you might have written a language in your resume. So I would honestly say, even if you go through even if you like just type basic questions from C++ or C, right, in Google, whatever comes up, do those questions. They don't really go into that much depth. That's what I've seen. At least they didn't for me. So maybe I can't tell
It can be
you.
like case specific. It can be
Mhm.
different for different people.
Yeah, no, definitely, because I know for a fact that some have had to, manually like write the code. Like if they said, okay, fine, we need this palindrome or this pattern check, so tell us what will be the logic for it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you need to be sure about your basics, and the other thing I feel, tell me about yourself. The same tell me about yourself is generic. It's all irrespective of where you go for an interview. Tell me about yourself, and then it starts building up. They'll see your file. If they see something, they'll ask from there. If they see a certificate, they'll ask from there. So yeah.
Right. So when you got that when you got to know that you got selected, can you describe that moment? How it was celebrated with your friends, your family, and how it like elevated yourself. But just for a minute, I'm just like switching off my cam. I'm there online. Just for a
Okay.
minute, I'm switching off my cam. But
Okay. Okay.
can you just describe the entire experience of yours?
Definitely. So it was amazing. Like, obviously it was amazing because the thing was, I hadn't really expected to get through, but I still had a so I didn't really. I mean, I told my family that I'm sitting for this campus drive and whatever. So they're like, okay, fine, give your best, with the usual. And I made it like I think the results were declared at 6 in the evening, and I couldn't 6 or 7 in the evening, and I couldn't go home because I used to live far away. So I stayed at my friend's place only. They were also very happy. It was overall an amazing experience to finally have that burden lifted off of you. That okay, fine, job check.
So like that must be. And how was the response of your family the moment they got to know?
They didn't believe me. They're like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, obviously, I'm sure."
They didn't believe
Because
like overestimating you or underestimating. What was the reason?
underestimate. They were like, "Yeah, okay, fine," because they knew that I don't really, I used to like, fine, I did some coding here and there, but I used to stay away from it. So when I told them that I've got into this really big IT company, they're like, okay, fine, okay, fine. Now then they're like, oh, very nice, and then they're like, ah. So yeah, they didn't believe me for like half a second, but then they were like, okay, good, good. My friends
So
are
it
also
took a while
doing
for them
yeah,
to
yeah,
settle
yeah, definitely.
into that
Yeah.
information, isn't it? All right. So what's next for Anika for incoming like few years and all? Where we going to see you and how you're going to inspire students?
I am honestly still finding out. See, that's what I'm saying. Now do a little soul searching in college only, huh? Because now I have a job and I have to have this. Like, okay, what am I going forward for, right? But yeah,
Hmm.
right now I'm happy here, and I'll give my everything to this, and let's see what leads where.
Great. So any like, further, advice or any suggestion, anything which you would like to like share with the students when it comes to first year, I'll just break this question into certain segments. When it comes to first year, what would you like, what would you like to suggest them?
First year,
That
honestly,
how
I'd
they need
like
to
to.
judiciously use their 4 years.
Yeah, no, either way, like wherever, like I would suggest from first year only because first year is where you have the most amount of time to spare for these things. I would honestly tell you to you know, find what excites you, right? It doesn't have to be IT. It doesn't have to be marketing, sales, anything. Like just find yourself that okay, fine. Uh, this is what seems to grab my interest because like when later on it becomes difficult for you, right? To then because you have so many options to choose for so little time. So just
Right.
keep finding whatever you are good at and hone that skill
Great.
throughout the
And
year.
what would be your suggestion for second and third year quickly?
Second and third year, I feel that honestly, I'm not again like I'm not sure what you guys would be aiming for because everyone has different aims. But see, like final year, it'll get very difficult. Like I said, it becomes too sudden, too real, right? Like too real, too
Exactly.
sudden.
True.
So
True.
these 2 years, practice how much ever you can. You can practice so much. Trust me, guys, you have so much time. Honestly, whatever
Right.
you find, practice it and give your best.
Uh, all right. And one last tip for the final year students right now.
Final year, so I would say,
Because
hang on, guys. And
right, right.
because see, it's
Keep on
so this
hanging on.
thing,
Hmm.
yeah, it's so demotivating to see that your friends are getting placed, someone else is getting placed, and it's so difficult to. It's so easy to just leave it. You're like, fine, मैं तो कुछ करने नहीं वाला, छोड़ दो मेरे से नहीं होने वाला. Don't be like that. Okay, just
Right.
uh, yeah,
So they need to hang on there and weather the
yeah,
storm.
yes, yes.
Right. Great, Anika. It was wonderful speaking with you. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
all the time which you have given. I am quite sure the audience today must have got to know a lot of insight, how it feels. You were very candid, like how the life was, in a way, it kind of transformed when you were as
Yes.
a student, now when you are working. And I think a lot of students would have come to know about this transition as well. that how this
Yes.
transition happened. And all our best wishes are with you.
Yes.
We are absolutely sure that you're going to keep growing, and you're going to make yourself proud. Eventually, you're going to make us proud as well along with this. So all the best for your
Thank
future as well, and we keep on connecting with you. We
Definitely.
really wish that you keep on inspiring all the students like this.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Uh,
for having me.
Thank you so much, Anika. Thanks a lot. Students, within a minute, Suvechha would be joining. So please stay tuned. Within a minute, she'll be joining.
When it comes to serious quality education in the field of engineering, agriculture, or pharmacy, from an institution with global tie-ups and recognition for best industry academia interface, Shivalik is every student's first choice in the Doon Valley. Shivalik Group of Institutions, Dehradun.
So students, I'm quite sure that you must have learned a lot of things. You got a lot of insights and all. And you must have seen that how her life transferred from being a student to now being a professional. And you must be visualizing yourself in the same way. Now, coming back to the show, and let's continue with this. So, our next speaker of the day is Ms. Suvechha Chatterjee. She is a BTech Computer Science graduate. She is a senior process executive with Cognizant. Though she started her journey with Wipro, and I'm quite sure that she would elaborately would go and tell you a lot about how her corporate experience has been, what all things she has learned, what the industry is now looking for from the fresh graduates, or by the time you people would be graduating. So, without further ado, I would like to go ahead and welcome Suvechha on the show right now.
Hello everyone.
Hi, Suvechha, how are you?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
I am doing really good, and lot of students have joined in today. So not only from our college, from other places as well.
All
And
right.
I'm quite sure that the conversation we were having few days back, I can see that you are really pumped up to go ahead and talk and share a lot of things with the students today,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay, great. So, Suvicha, can you just quickly go ahead and tell us like how's been your journey so far? You started from Wipro, if I remember, and now you
Right.
have joined
So,
Cognizant. And
right.
just before this, I will again like ask all our audience that whatever questions is there in your mind, or whatever questions you want to ask, this is the right platform. You'll get everything real, candid. All right. So please ask all the questions. You can just type it in the comment box. I'll ask those questions on your behalf. So yeah, Suvecha, can you tell us that how is your journey so far?
All right. So, very good morning, folks. My name is Suvechha Chatterjee, and I'm from Calcutta. I have joined this Shivalik in the year of 2013, and there I have started my journey with this engineering and all. Actually, since childhood, I was having this in my mind that I will go to the medical field, and because everyone in my family is a renowned doctor in today's generation. So, I was having this in my mind, and I had no thought of doing engineering. But then I realized that I usually used to sit a lot in front of the computer, and I felt very good in that. So later on, I realized that that was exciting me, and then my situation makes me realize that I would go for this engineering. So yes, today, representing the college, the learning, the company, the achievements is really indeed a great pleasure for me to share my experience in front of everyone. So I would just not make this session a formal one. I would expect everyone to do a little hi hello with me so that I can just know that this everyone is on in this video and everyone is listening to us. I
So,
have
okay,
seen
so
one.
which are you being very like typical kind like online this thing where like we also tell like type in good morning this that so that we get to know you
Yeah.
the people.
Good morning, Aditya. Yeah. Good morning, Nitish. Yes. So yes, people are listening to us. So yes, actually, I
They are
don't want. Yeah. So I don't
people.
make. I just don't want to make them bored. Actually, everyone they go with this formal session and lectures. I don't just want to waste their time as well as mine. So I have got very good opportunity to interact with Shivalik after a long time. So that is very much exciting for me, and it's a nostalgia to rejoice my happiness and also sharing my experience in front of everyone. It's a kind of very good thing. So actually, after passing out from the college, I went back home. I searched for all the good companies, and then I fortunately joined Wipro as an associate. And there I found that yes, rat race is still going on. We had to work on many things. At that point in time, when I joined Wipro in 2017, I guess, yes, 2017 in the month of August.
Mhm.
We found that whatever we have learned, like Laplace theory and all the equations in physics, all the hardcore coding and everything, that is actually not so much needed in today's company because everyone is aware that everyone is kind of available in today's market. So we have to concentrate on basic attributes to get placed in a very good company. First of all, I would like to focus on the communication skills. Uh, like the way I am representing myself. First, we should know how to represent yourself in front of everyone. So, when you have the good knowledge and you don't know how to speak up in front of people, no one will come and realize that yes, this banda is good in this banda is good at this technical thing. No one will come and spend time on that. So, one should know how to communicate with people, and the second thing is that eagerness to learn. Actually, I was just thinking of this. I was expecting a few answers from the viewers as well. That what does Shivalik means to you? Is it just a college or something which you are thinking that that will provide me certain scope where I can show up my skills?
Yeah, I
So
think that's a very good question you asked.
yeah. Can anyone tell me what Shivalik means to you? What you actually think? I mean, what you actually think this college will provide you at the end of 4 years? Okay, I'll quickly share one experience of mine while I was in first year. So during Durga Puja, we had this first internal session, and as you all know, Gupta sir is very much strict, and he is my one of the favorite teacher still now. So I really love him a lot. He is just a gem. He helped me in many ways. So when I went back home to celebrate Durga Puja, I did not complete my assignment, and I was asked to solve 100 numericals per day. When I came back to college, and sir told me, "Don't talk to me. You have to first complete the assignment and then come to my chamber." So that thing was very much, I was very much scared at that point in time. I was in the first year. No one was, telling me, yes, it's okay, sir, it's fine, don't worry, this and that. So I actually submitted 2000 something numericals after 1 month, and sir was really
Oh,
quite
that's
impressed.
a record in itself, I believe.
Yes, yes. So when I again visited his chamber, I was very much frank with the sir and very much friendly with sir. So when I visited his chamber again on my birthday, he just told me one line that Suvechha, if you can provide me 4 years, I believe we can gift you 40 successful years ahead. If you provide us the time, if you provide us these 4 years very much efficiently, if you put up efforts and do your hard work, I am quite sure you will get a very bright, successful future. The 40 years will be very much brightful for you, and that was really very good, inspiration for me. Also, this is he is again an amazing person for all of us. He always tried to bring up those opportunity to every students who are actually not at all very much sound to technical things. He also tried to bring up those companies as well where people can get placed after 4 years. People can at least get a scope of showing the skills. Don't worry that the companies which are listed in that notice box board is not at all visiting our campus. Yes, those are visiting our campus and choosing the best of us. And people will get placed if you just work on yourself. First, you start working on yourself, and faculties of this college is very much friendly with us, as we have seen that when we were there in the college there was Govind sir, Devin sir, there were many Sandeep Rana sirs who helped us in every aspect. So yes, faculties are very much helpful. And when we just when we have just crossed the years and we found that we have to put lots of effort, and it's not like that spoon feeding will happen to you. When a tier one company like IBM, Cognizant, TCS, Wipro, HCL, when they invest in the market, they expect a very good return on it. So, hi Shwastika. She was actually my roommate. So
I'm quite sure
I
that she's really excited to see you today.
yes, yes.
We'll
After a
also
long
meet up.
time. Right, right. So yes, no one will spoon feed you. You have to, do a very smart work. You have to choose a very good project after the end of 4 years. You have to, consult with the faculties and search for the new upcoming, which are, present in the digital market. And uh, business, what business means to this today's world, it's like keeps changing. When we talk about digital marketing, it's changing regularly. Everyone is seeking for and good innovations, creations, so that business can go ahead and a company can go on the top of this competitive curve, right? So everyone, I mean, every stream in today's world is linked with each one of them. Like we used to think when we were at school that mechanical student will just a mechanical student will just go to some kind of industries and they will just work with some cars and all. We used to think like that, but in today's world, things are not like this. So
Yeah, I think
one
Suvechha, you
can
made a
say
very
it.
important. I'm just like in interjecting in between. You made a very important point that in today's world, engineering is like converging. Not like any branch is isolated. Everything is getting connected with a lot of technology. There's a lot of
Right,
automation, robotics, artificial
right.
intelligence, machine learning. Everything is getting
Cloud
converged,
computing and everything.
right? So I do believe like even students who are pursuing conventional branches also, they also need to be like technically upgraded as well.
Right, right. So,
You are
like today,
you are actually right there, and you can witness and you can share these things with the students.
right. So actually, when we used to solve Laplace theory in the classroom, that is not actually very much needed in the company nowadays. So people have to learn Laplace theory as per Gupta sir, but that is not actually needed in the companies. You have to focus on the core subjects, especially. You have to get a command on particular subject which excites you. Okay, and if you have chosen mechanical stream or if you have chosen the computer science engineering, you have to get a command on a particular subject that no one can come to you and ask anything and you are just blank on that. You have to get a command on that. Whatever excites you, just do that. Don't
Right.
just think, yeah, don't just waste your time because I believe everyone has come from different cities. Everyone is staying apart, I mean, without our parents and all. So without very much frequently visiting Fulton market will not help you. You have to sacrifice on that. You have to
Yeah,
sacrifice
how
on that.
often they're going to go? I don't know how often they're going to sacrifice that. But quickly
I
coming.
started visiting Fulton Market when I was in second year. I just wasted my first
Yeah,
year in doing the assignments provided
because
by
you had a lot
Gupta
of
sir.
questions. As it is, you had 2,000 questions to solve. That explains it why you started
Right,
visiting market in second year. But then,
right.
one quick question. Uh, have you ever been into any selection process or something like that? And if yes, then what are the skill sets which you are looking for? Because that is exactly what these students need to know, like right from first year till the final year.
Right. So first year actually have a lot of time to acquire many things. They can actually work on every aspect or every attribute gradually so that they can just have a command on that. Like I said, communication skills. They have to work smartly. They have to, like me, I solve thousand something numericals will not help. Something has to be done very smartly. People should know how to do teamwork, and that is very much important. And the most important thing is that I would like to request everyone to respect the seniors, be it the faculties, be it the seniors, everyone. Just respect, just obey them. Because if they are having the experience and if they are saying or asking you not to do or do something like that, that will really help you all. Because you
So,
people are no.
if you have to guide the students or the audience who have joined today, if what is a like kind of a roadmap to join Cognizant? What does Cognizant looks for once they go for hiring?
Basically, it's as we all know, it's a brand. So when they invest in the market, they will look for the candidate who is working not for herself or himself. He's working for the company. He's creating revenue. He's doing something or she is doing something which is also increasing the part or just something of a revenue that will matter the most. And also there is something behavioral aspect this company is looking for, like efficiency, smart work, then teamwork, then representation. Actually, we also get this opportunity in the company to represent our company in the school, colleges, so that people can get aware of this company, what we are looking for, and everything. So
Right. So,
basically we should have the command on something which really is into our skills. We should not throw anything in the air, and we have to focus, and we have to dedicate ourselves when we have been given a fixed time sheet. When we have given a fixed time frame, we have to deliver that knowledge and deliver our efforts so that the company can get the benefit of it. because they're also
Right.
investing a lot in this today's world, and they will not give you time to uh, make yourself or improve yourself, because you have got a lot of time in the colleges, in the schools, at home. Company will not do that. They will just ask you to solve something. If that has not been done by the given time frame, then you will be placed in the bench, or you will be thrown out of the company. And that will I don't know how, because in today's world there is many jobs available, but people will get jobs. But the thing is that when the company will ask you to leave, that is very much depressing.
Right. So, Suvechha, one question, how would you describe Suvechha Chatterjee as a student when she was, and Suvechha Chatterjee now as a professional? What is the difference, and how would you like to tell?
Like I'm just seeing some seniors have joined, and my roommates have also joined. They can just answer this question very honestly. So I
Like,
don't
give me
think
a bit of this. As a student, how was Suvechha Chatterjee that time?
I
You
was
know,
very much obedient. I was very much obedient. I used to follow all the instructions given by the faculties, and I tried to obey them in every ways. I thought, I have a thought in my mind that I have came from a very long distance. So I have, if I have given some time, I have to make that time, I mean, very much effective for me. I did not waste a lot of time in, I was an extrovert. I am an extrovert, but I did not spend time, doing all, visiting Paltons every now and then, going to
in a
Irfan
way,
Bhaiya's shop and now
in
and then. So,
say that no wasted efforts, isn't it?
no, actually, we
So no,
used to, I mean,
you were very focused. You knew what you had to do.
right, right. Because there was a pressure for my family as well, that if I have chose this field, I have to make out of it. I mean, I cannot
So do you
waste
take
that
that like when your family was talking regarding this, do you take that as a pressure or as an advice? How did you
as
take
an
it?
advice, obviously, because they have never pressured on me. They have
Hmm.
always encouraged me in all the aspects, and they have, showed they have shared all the experience with me, so that I can just move on with all the positive energies. And also,
Hmm.
when I joined this college, as we all know that we have come from a very different cities, and we all are very new to each other. First of all, staying in a hostel will let you know that how pathetic it is, because everyone is from a different city. We do not know each other. We have to stay with each other, and we have to, there is
We
also
have
a
to
teamwork
survive.
happen.
We have to
Is right,
survive and exist,
is
isn't
right,
it? That's what
right,
we have to do. And
right.
how your entire learning from the college helped you to transpire into Suvecha Chatterjee, who is today as a senior process executive in Cognizant?
Like I would request everyone not to waste time, because as Shivalik is a very important term in my life. When I had no options of joining other colleges because of my mom's health, I could not go for counseling and all that. So Shivalik was one of them who just allow me, visitor allow me to join this college, and there my journey started. And when I got this opportunity, I did not took any advantage of it. I just obeyed everyone. The faculties were very much helpful. Whatever they have suggested us in choosing the projects, in doing assignments, getting command on particular subjects helped me. Basically, project is a very important thing. After four
Absolutely, yes.
years, yeah,
Yes.
after 4 years, choosing a very good project will help you in getting a good placement, right? So, when you will show in, there will be 40 students waiting outside the placement cell, and when you will show that I have done this, and this is applied to this college, or this is I'm just I have done this application and this is just running in this college or in this company.
Mm.
That will excite the other person to know more about you, and he will be able to choose, or he will able to recognize that this candidate is a bit hatke from others,
Mm.
right? Because everyone has a same skill.
Skill is
Uh,
important.
After 4 years everyone will have the degree. So yes, one who is coming for recruitment, he will always search for a candidate who is a hatke from everyone. So yes, you have to do something different from the others, not as same as like everyone is doing. There was a friend of mine who wrote in his CV that he was very much good in Excel, in Microsoft Word. So
Uh,
you have to work on these things. Don't just get casual.
yeah,
Things
that's
which
what
are
I keep on telling the students, that whatever you're mentioning in the resume, that actually should be you. Don't
right.
try to say like something which you cannot later on go ahead and
See,
back up during the
right. So
interviews.
for the recruitment, what recruiter, what happens is when he comes to the colleges, when we scroll the news feed of the Facebook, it's the same thing happened with that person also. Getting all the resumes in his hand and finding that person who is very much efficient for his or her company is a very difficult thing for the recruiter as well. So you have to be the one who is unique from others, and this project will help you a lot, because if you show them that I have done this, and this is, you know, this is applied to this particular platform, and colleges and certain companies, small companies are getting benefited from your project work. That will help that recruiter to understand how efficient you are, and how unique you are from the others. So that is also more work for the recruiter to identify that candidate, but project work and the percentage, the extra, curriculum, like when we were in the colleges, we used to visit small companies near colleges. We used to work for them, and we used to get 4,000, 2,000 rupees by creating websites and maintaining or testing something. We used to do group. We used to do in the group. So that also helped us a lot. Creating
Surely that,
websites and all.
surely yes.
Right. So this will make you unique from the others as well.
Right. So, Suvechha, one question which was popping every now and then was, somebody was asking a question that how were the seniors of the college? Like somebody with an emoji
Yes,
like,
I have seen. Right. I have seen Shekhar sir. So he was actually a very good student. He also helped me a lot.
so maybe
Yes.
he's now fishing for a compliment from Inceps or something like that. Is it so?
Yes, maybe. Maybe. So yes,
It's
you
good to
are a very good.
people joining in along with you. Like some of your seniors have joined in today. Your roommate has joined in. So,
Yes, actually, we fall for the seniors when Shiva Fest used to happen, because that time the seniors waked up and they just do an excellent job. So yes,
hmm,
thank you for all the arrangements, sir. You guys have done a lot of things for the colleges as well. So yes.
right. And one last question, like Suvechha, if you have to like go ahead and give that one advice or suggestion to all the students, what would that be in one line, if you have to?
Okay. Whatever happened with you just happened, but whatever is coming on your way, you have to make the best out of that. You have to choose the thing which will really excite you, and where you have the interest, just get a command on that. Don't just waste time. You will have rest of your life to waste it. You will have a very good weekend. You can go with your friends and hang out if you have a good, if you have a very good thing in your pocket. So to get placed in a good company, you really have to do well with your skills, go ahead and do all the things. Just don't waste time. Don't sit quietly. Speak up. Speak properly. Represent yourself in front of everyone, and just take an opportunity to represent your college, like as we are doing right now. So that will also,
Right.
give you a kind of happiness.
Right. So, like when we were talking about skills and all that, I think that you'll be glad to know that we have Industrial 4.0 lab in our college, and it is, directly being supervised by our executive director who is in US, Mr. Amit Kumar. So
That's a
he's
very good
directly,
thing for the
so
students.
yeah, so it's a lot of information happening right now. So he, like, although he's in US, but he takes a lot of time. He takes out his time and he interacts with the student and he personally supervises. So
I
that's
will
one
just
thing.
add on. I'll just add on one line to your statement that yes, vice chairman is not just enjoying air conditioned chamber. He is actually, he used to think for us before also, and he is still thinking for all the students. He's trying out the best for all of you to, get a good placement after completion of your degree and your course. Just don't waste that energy of from his side also, and don't just waste time from your end also. Just take that advantage. What sir is giving to you is like a very fruitful thing. Just take an advantage of that and go ahead in your life with all the bright
So
colors. And
I couldn't have ended today's like session with a note like that, that go ahead with flying colors. And the time which we're going to invest right now, it's going to definitely define the next 40-50 years of our life. So I couldn't have ended this
right.
session with a better note than this. So having said
Just
that,
remember
Suvechha, it
that
was
statement. Just remember that statement from Gupta sir. Just give 4 years and you'll get fruitful 40
right,
years.
correct. Right. So, like, having said that, so Vicha, it was wonderful, like, connecting with you again. I remember, like, a couple of days back, even yesterday when we were talking, I felt that you were really excited. You wanted to share a lot of things, and you really
Right.
did that today. And I'm quite sure the students would have really enjoyed and learned listening. They must have learned a lot of things while listening to you. And
Right, sir.
that, like, all the best for your future, so Vicha. We would
Thank
be,
you
like,
so much.
we would be connecting you often because we would like you to guide and inspire the students as you've always been. And in the next alumni meet, also we would like to meet you. I still remember the alumni meet which we did couple of years back. You caught a train, you reached over here, and
Right.
that meant a lot for us. That meant a lot for us. So I'm absolutely sure that the students today must be, they have really liked today's session. They must have learned while enjoying all the talk that how their life, the alumni's life was when they were in the college, how initially it transferred when they got into like, corporate, and what, how like judiciously they utilize their 4 years in the college, and now they're reaping the benefits and they're doing
Right.
really good
Right.
in the. So thank you once again, Suvechha. And
Thank you, sir.
next month we would again be like joining with another like talk with another set of alumni, and they would be like inspiring our students and all the audience who have joined today in their own ways. Thank you so much, Suvechha.
Thank you,
Thanks a
sir.
lot.
Thank you, sir.